Coming to septic shock, this is an important 10-mark question. This definition is life-threatening organ dysfunction caused by dysregulation of host response to infection. Meaning that infection is like overwhelming, that the body can't control and the body is getting damaged. The organs are getting damaged. Okay, there's no mnemonic for this. You have to remember. Not important, but for filling pages you can write. Okay, gram positive and gram negative. So gram positive, some organisms you write, okay, Clostridium, Staphylococcus, Streptococci. In this, nothing like toxin is there, so that's why mainly this inflammatory symptoms like hypotension, fluid loss, these are common. In gram negative, there are toxins. No, where do toxins mainly accumulate? In the like urinary, that is the kidneys and the liver. So that's why urinary biliary systems are affected mainly. Okay. So coming to pathophysiology, like I'm here to make you remember, okay. So basic this pathophysiology you would have written like you have done a PhD in pathology, you know. So in that important question is septic shock only. So you would have read this, okay. So this and all I won't make you remember. Toxins, endotoxins, inflammation, macrophages, cytokines, chemotaxis, and reversible. First is you have to remember these two, okay. Reversible hyperdynamic warm stage and then hypodynamic. So initially what you think, initially there will be a septic shock, there will be a blood vessel problem, okay. It is vasodilatory. So after that, in the end stage, the heart will be affected. So heart is septic shock leading to the cardiogenic shock, which is the cold stage. Okay, cardiogenic is nothing but the cold stage. This septic shock will itself lead to cardiogenic shock. The vasodilation, then circulatory failure. So from that, heart will get affected. Cold stage, hypodynamic stage. So coming to stage as a mild severe septic shock. Okay, so in mild, you know, like obviously in any infection, fever, tachycardia, leukocytis, severe fever, it will happen. So severe sepsis, what happens from this stage? What happens? Circulatory failure is happening. So that time the perfusion is decreasing. So that's why dysfunction is happening. Liver, kidney, lungs. Finally, septic shock, there will be complete blood supply cut off, and there would be organ dysfunction, severe organ dysfunction, and mainly MAP greater than 65 and serum lactate 2 millimole. I'll help you remember this later. Don't worry. This BP you have to remember. I'll teach you mainly the non-remembering stuff. Mainly you will know, but still I'll. Septic shock management, you give mainly crystalloids rather than colloids. Colloids, these will escape from the blood vessels because there will be inflammation. The permeability will be no, colloids will escape, but crystalloids will maintain the volume. That's why you give them. If it's not responding to IV fluid, then it is a fluid resistant shock. In pediatrics, they've given very nicely in Guy. Okay, you read that once. Very beautiful flowchart given. The treatment is vasopressors because in this pathophysiology I have taught you, because first is warm stage happening. So that's why you give norepinephrine. After warm stage, the cold stage happens. So that's why for the heart to function properly, because cold stage is a cardiogenic shock, you give the epinephrine. Basically, how I remember mechanisms is there, of course I know, but norepinephrine, for easy remembrance, I know norepinephrine, nar. In Kannada, nar means like like very thin, like nar means it's like a fiber, okay. So you basically shrink the vessel to a fiber. So that's why norepinephrine, okay. So next is epinephrine. It's the opposite, like it acts on the heart. You should know it. In the pathophysiology stages only, these are all there. So next is epinephrine plus vasopressin. Both you give. In the end stage, you try everything, every sort of management. That's why you give both of them. And or dopamine, you give for maintaining the cardiac output. Okay. See in pediatrics once how nicely it's given.